To everyone out there who is or wants to be a parent, you all know that parenting is hard and a lot of work. You will be bombarded with the difficulties of raising, caring, and devoting the majority of your life, attention, and affection to a new life. I may not have walked in your shoes, but as a teenager with a mom who has been single for the last 12 years, I can understand the emotions that come out of parenting, which includes the result of frustration, which is yelling. The most common reason why parents yell at their children is to try to make them behave. Yelling makes their children feel bad about themselves or what they're doing, but at the same time, parents feel powerless or unable to control their children's behaviors. And they think yelling is the most effective way to get the attention of their children. However, parents don't yell at their kids because they see it as the most effective strategy. They yell at them because they're disappointed in themselves. The guilt and anxiety that result from yelling at kids come partly from the disadvantages of parenting and frustration of not becoming the parents they hope they could be. Instead of the child understanding and absorbing all the information given to them, they start crying and getting upset, as all they can grasp would be the tone of the parents. When you use intimidation, your child immediately uses the mechanism fight, flight, or freeze. Moreover, children who get yelled at frequently are more likely to have behavioral issues and act out. As children grow older, their self-esteem would decrease. They would have an increase in aggression and have higher rates of depression. Oh, and did you know? Harvard Med School confirms that yelling at children can significantly and permanently alter the structure of their brains. Scary, isn't it? This is because yelling causes a significant reduction of the corpus callosum, and a smaller corpus callosum causes a lower assimilation of the two halves of the brain, which causes dramatic changes in mood and in personality. The decrease in activity in parts of the brain affects emotions and attention, and a lower blood flow to the cerebellar vermis unstables a person's emotional balance. And here's the thing. If you use warmth and nurture after yelling harshly at your child, it will not alter the effect yelling had on the child. Children are mirrors of their parents. Whatever the parents say or do, the children pick up certain characteristics. As one author, Robert Fulghum, said, "Don't worry that children never listen to you. Worry that they are always watching you. Children may not listen, but they always learn by watching. They reflect the language, actions, and interests of the people close to them." When I was little, my mom would always sleep really late because sleep time was the only time where she could do her own thing and scroll through social media or catch up on some reading. So gradually I started following her and stayed up late too, until around 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. When she saw light coming from under my door, she would come over and say, "Go to sleep." But I would always reply with, "Well, you're not sleeping, so I don't have to sleep either." And she would sigh and walk away. But sleeping late since I was a child turned into a permanent bad habit, and now both my mom and I sleep late every day. As I said before, children are mirrors of their parents' actions. But most of the time, no parent wants their child to be like them, because parents do not want to repeat the same mistakes they made. Instead, they want to correct ways of their past through their own child and for them to live a better life. This starts from being a good role model. Being a good role model does not mean you have to change others, but to start changing yourself. Through trust, children should feel safe around their parents. However, this trust could weaken through constant anger and yelling, because soon this love could turn into fear. So now that you have heard why yelling at kids has a negative effect, here are some ideas you can use. 1. Try to have self-control. Self-control allows you to take a step back and think. Are you going to yell at your child because of their misbehavior, or because you're feeling super grouchy and just want to release your stress? Often people yell because they're angry with themselves. Their heavy emotional load and stress joined with a child's misbehavior could easily burst open their hidden feelings. The choice to stay calm requires a lot of effort, and it is not easy. But we are capable of controlling our volume and aggression in public. So why not control our voice in a private space like home? Self-control helps us to move away from the natural instinct of yelling and allows for better decision-making. 2. Have patience. Children are not adults and won't listen to everything you say. If you speak to your children softly and calmly, your children will respond more positively because you have shown them respect. And 3. Listen. Try being in your children's shoes and look at things from their perspective. Let them explain their reasons and don't jump to conclusions. Parents are always informing their children about the actions that they dislike, and the relationship progresses towards endless correction. But their mistakes are what make them unique. Instead of trying to adjust your child to fit your or society's rules, give them space to make mistakes because that's how they will learn and grow. And always listen to what they have to say. Yelling and anger will only damage your relationship with your child and leave both you and your child feeling awful and regretful. Children will not see their mistakes and take steps to correct them when they're in a zone of fear. What they learn instead is that yelling is a way to get whatever they want. Children are not perfect. They have so much to learn, and it's not easy teaching them. But none of us learn things on the first try either. So the next time you feel like yelling, try to be in control, have patience, and listen to your children, as that will give your child a better future. Thank you.